Hygiene is a strict requirement for these group of women in Timbuktu, in the north of Mali, particularly when preparing this dish made with flour, known as misol. This association is part of the Misol Network, a project set up to tackle malnutrition by developing and handing out flour as a food supplement, especially for babies. Mali's Misol Network is celebrating its 15th year. Set up in 1993, it now has 18 centres in Mali and employs more than 300 women. This production unit in Timbuktu currently employs 135 women. They produce 2 to 3 tonnes of misol every month, enriched with vitamins.
Thankfully, today there's been a real drop in the level of malnutrition because people are supplementing their diet with misol. First of all, it helps fight child malnutrition and also malnutrition among pregnant women.
At present, several African countries are unable to produce enough food for their needs. Added to this is the difficulty in getting access to food. The states in blue are classified as countries suffering from extreme food shortages. Africa, along with Asia, is a continent severely hit by food insecurity. The UN estimates 21 African countries are in crisis and are dependent on food aid from overseas. But this is not the case for Mali. Despite being desperately poor, with large population growth and an extreme sub-Saharan climate, Mali is not on the UN's emergency food list. According to the UN, this is because Mali is trying to develop and so prevent dependency on food imports. Imports which would slash prices for local producers and increase economic hardship. Over the last 10 years, world food consumption has continued to rise, while global food production has been much more unpredictable. But previous food shortages have allowed countries to learn from their mistakes. Mali, like a number of other African nations, have started to invest in agriculture, promote food self-sufficiency, support local producers, as well as develop sustainable food production patterns. The production of misol flour, finally supported by the French regions Nord-Pas-de-Calais and the Rhône Alps, is a model example. In addition, the World Food Programme has signed a contract with the Misol Association, choosing 100% Mali flour instead of Western flours.
Even the machines we use are made by local craftsmen. It's on this basis we are able to develop our misol flour, because millet, soy and peanuts are the main ingredients in misol. We can find all these at home and nothing has to be imported.
Or, tout ça se cultive chez nous, tout ça on le retrouve sur place. Rien n'est importé à ce niveau.
The next stage in misol production is roasting. Today, the number of beneficiaries of the misol programme is estimated at around 200,000 people, of which 140,000 are children under the age of 5. The aim, to improve the nutritional status of the population. Aïssa Maga, a member of the association in Timbuktu, is happy with the results.
It makes you fat, it's true. It really makes you fat. For example, her child was ill. Her child was 2 or 3 months old. But thankfully, with misol flour, the child became fat. A real bodybuilder.
While chronic malnutrition is falling, acute malnutrition continues to exist. The problem of extreme poverty means many Malians have a poor diet.
Chronic malnutrition is down to a lack of education. Our communities need to diversify their diet with a variety of local cereals.
Mali is a huge country. There is a desperate need for qualified personnel, especially in rural areas. A big problem for Dr. Traoré, who increasingly finds it difficult to cope with a growing population.
The latest evidence shows the birth rate is extremely high. Almost 7 children per woman. The risk of death from childbirth is 1 in 10 in Mali. In industrialized countries, it's 1 in 4,100.
Alors qu'il est de 1 sur 4100 dans les pays industrialisés.
To improve the situation, the hospital in Timbuktu has set up some rural community health centres with maternity units. Timbuktu's hospital manages to do this with the support of its partner in France, Hospital Villefranche-sur-Saône, in the Rhône-Alpes region. On the 15th and 17th of November, the European Commission will hold what it calls Development Days. The key theme of the talks will be to find out how countries such as Mali can strengthen local governance and guarantee their own future development.
These women are working in a small-scale production centre, and one day the goal is for them to become independent.
A local woman shopping to buy misol for her children. The flour is often used as a milk powder substitute for babies. Mali is not the only country to start misol production. Increasingly widespread with projects in Niger, Senegal, Cameroon, Chad and Burkina Faso, the misol recipe has become a model food, helping to prevent malnutrition among the young in many African countries.